So the reason why we tackled this issue with the padding to either side now was because we wanted to make sure that we were setting the right breakpoint for the point in our browser where we switch from being 4 across to 2 across. Now there's one other thing we have to adjust before we get this right, which is making sure that 4 across will fit within the 960 pixels. So I'm going to inspect one of these, and I'm going to begin adjusting the margin to either side. So if we go to the icon box partial, we're setting a margin of 12 pixels to the left and 12 pixels to the right. So as we adjust them here, what we can do is simply change this to 12px and here to 12px as well. And now let's drop this down. I'm just hitting the down arrow until we can fit everything. So it's at about the point where it's 12 pixels total between the blocks. So let's adjust that in our styling. I'm going to go down here to the margin in our icon box, and I'll change this to 6 and this to 6. So they add up to 12. I'll save this and refresh in the browser, and there we go. So now we have it working right for our larger breakpoint, and now we need to figure out at what point do they start to collapse. So it's right around 900. So it's right around 995 pixels. So again, we're working under the premise that we're going to collapse the browser until things start to look wonky. Then we'll add a breakpoint and adjust the styling there. So let's set this particular breakpoint at 1000 pixels. We're just rounding up from 995. And even though this happens to be the same number as the breakpoint that we're using for our layout in general, that is this full width container, they're actually two separate things. So we're not going to use a variable to represent the 1000 pixels in both places. We're going to set it explicitly at 1000 pixels. If you imagine the width of these boxes getting a bit smaller, then the breakpoint might actually end up being a little bit less, like 900 pixels.